yeah, it's nice being here at the Omni. So
a
little bit different.
I can read my screen. I can
I
see
know.
things. I'm not stuck to the chair. So, So the payoff of that's actually Tuesday at Middle Tennessee State, Wednesday, Thursday at the Titans,
Yep.
where it was 1 billion degrees.
I mean,
and
Monday
now-
was the only day we were in studio.
That's right. I forgot how to get over there.
Yeah.
And so the payoff come the Omni, I'll take it every single time.
Yeah, it's nice for sure. And, I know Dr. Crane's probably rolling his eyes right now. It's what I would be doing if I was in his position. But good morning, Dr. Crane.
Good morning, gentlemen. How are we feeling today? Get some good breakfast in you?
Yeah, we got some good breakfast. We got here, talked to our man Todd Rodemel here at the Omni. I know it's a big weekend with Chris Stapleton in town at Nissan Stadium. So, or not at Nissan Stadium, at Bridgestone.
Don't
Yeah, it was
forget
like the Titans
Big
are
Three.
at Nissan Stadium.
Don't forget the Big Three.
Yeah, the Big Three. Yeah, that's right. The Big Three at Bridgestone Arena on Sunday. So that'll be cool. But a lot going on for sure. I'm headed to Chicago for a little baseball. So
Who is it? The Cubs and White Sox?
Cubs and White Sox at Sox Park.
Okay.
And then going to Milwaukee and see the parent club of the Nashville Sounds. I saw the Sounds last night. The Brewers take on the Reds.
Did you get tickets from Jeff Ham?
No, I didn't actually. We,
Jeff
Got
Ham's
other-
got connections. You should have gotten your tickets.
he's got connections. I got other connections. There's a lot of connections.
That's it, man.
So
Can
can
a
I?
report on Jared's first pitch, by the way?
I missed it. I'm going to be honest with you. I looked at my watch and I was like, I bet it's about time for first pitch. And then I looked at the beer I just ordered and said, I'd rather sit here and drink that. So,
Could you not look out and see?
well, I wasn't in there yet. I was at Von El Rosa.
Oh, okay.
The valid
So-
excuse.
All right, well.
They
Yeah.
got the big, they got the big Fred Flintstone type beers. So that's kind of what I went with.
What does that mean?
It's huge,
Okay.
but it looks kind of like like what the Flintstones would drink out of.
All right. That makes sense then.
I want to start with this though before we get into
Sure.
the Titans and everything. And there was a little preseason last night, but so I've talked about this recently that I'm basically living on a farm now, even though there's no animals or anything, but that's what I refer to it as. And so working on that, my family's land and the house and stuff, and so been doing a lot outside and in the yard and stuff. And I'm realizing that it doesn't matter. Like every time I walk out there, I get eaten alive by
Right.
the critters. So are there any country folks that listen that got any advice on that?
Really?
On what to do? Because I'm tired of scratching.
Go inside, maybe?
Yeah,
I don't know.
maybe. I don't know.
I don't know.
It don't say toughen up, Buttercup, because I know, but I'm just asking.
Yeah, I mean, they're annoying. I mean, like that fly the other day at MTSU. I mean, it's just it's an annoying.
Don't say that about Mark Owens.
It's an it's an irritant or an annoyance that drives me crazy. No, man, get out there. Can you see the stars pretty good at night where you are?
Yeah.
No, like the light from the city and all that other
Yeah.
stuff they say.
No, I can't. So it's perfect. I'm 8 minutes from the interstate, but I'm in the country.
Okay,
Out in West Nashville.
out in West Nashville. Are you in Davidson County proper?
Yeah, on
Holy
the edge.
cow, man!
I'm like on the edge of Davidson and Cheatham.
Good for you, man.
Yeah,
well done.
it's very nice.
It must
So.
be nice to. That's how I always wonder how the other half lives, and so talk to you about that. It's always good to see how that.
It's funny.
goes
People
on.
are like, what are you gonna do with all that land? Like, what? I mean, are you gonna keep it? And I go, we call that my retirement fund.
yeah, right. until Johnny Developer comes in and says, "Hey, we want this."
Yeah,
and that. You're
exactly.
like, "Oh, where do I sign?"
What would you do to walk away? It's got a it's got to rhyme with, or it's got to be millions. Got to have an
Good.
S on the end.
Yeah, it's
So.
got to be. You work with zeros, but you need zeros on that to do that. So I get all that, man. That's good.
All
So
right,
you-
people have. All right, yeah. All right, Coy and Clarksville bug spray. I use the bug spray, but I
Does it help?
still get eaten up. So, Viking Bat House. What's Bat House? Ben, which critters? Mosquitoes? Yeah, mainly mosquitoes. 1978. Anytime a sentence starts with this is not a smart ass answer, but if you can manage to not scratch after a few days, you won't even notice getting bit. That's probably a good point.
But that's you got to get to that.
Yeah,
part
right.
of it.
Like the other thing too is like, You remember the Simpsons episode where Flanders goes crazy, and the doctor's like, "There's got to be something that annoys you, like a mosquito bite," and he goes, "Ooh, fun to scratch." It's like if you get bit and you scratch it, and it's like that relief for like those few seconds is amazing.
Right. No, I'm totally with you.
Joey from Gallatin, light a match, put it out when it's not hot, and nibble on the end of it. Old trick my father showed me growing up. The skeeters don't like the smell of your blood after that.
Good Lord.
What the hell?
I have no clue, man.
Man,
our listeners are great.
I know these are
Great home remedies.
Skylar, land surveyor here. There's no way to keep away the gnats, mosquitoes. Just hurry up and get your stuff done and get back in the truck or inside.
That's no fun.
Decorate with different plants that will keep insects away. Lavender and marigolds will help detour. Joey from Bellevue. I work for Hiller Plumbing and work outdoors a lot. I wear long sleeves and it helps. Yeah, that's the other thing that I just had to start doing is the long sleeves.
That's no fun, though.
I know.
Sit out there. I'm not saying sit out there naked. I'm just saying don't put long sleeves. What's your property, wherever you want, but to have the long sleeves on out there, no, man. This weekend's gonna be a lot of fun though, so you can be able to sit out there, the weather-wise. Sit there and enjoy it.
Okay, here we go. So Andrew says on 40 acres on Highway 12, put these on your deck, work amazing. Okay. All right.
What are they?
They're plants that kind of deter mosquitoes and stuff. All right. See, I knew our listeners would help. I mean, and again, text line blowing up.
Yeah, on that, all of that. So
Garlic and spray your yard?
takes too long. Does clove candles work or something?
I think I've heard that. Yeah.
With I don't know, man.
Just get a citronella can. You could do that.
Yeah.
What's that?
Citronella,
Well, it's like
citronella oil.
Yeah. Like he's right about that. You get the tiki torches, and the tiki torches kind of help.
Okay.
So it's not as much the mosquitoes; it's the walking like through the grass and stuff like that. Because the grass had gotten tall, and so like just mowed it, and so that helped. But
Apple cider vinegar.
there you go.
But
Just
is there
rub
a
it.
true solution to this?
Viking Matt is telling me to get a bat. I can call Mike Organ and get the bat cat. He says they sell small houses for bats to live in. The bats eat the bugs.
Really? You know what? I have heard that. That is actually not. Yes.
So I need to get goats because they can help with the grass
Yeah.
and keep the grass down. Plus that would help me qualify as a farm.
True.
And then I need to get bats for the bugs.
Bats for the bugs, and then just make it a sanctuary farm, man.
It'd be fun.
Get a couple of pigs. You can find those down on 2nd Avenue, and then you could make it an animal sanctuary.
Okay, it could be fun. 615-737-1025. That's our phone and text line. Driven by WilsonCountyHyundai.com. You guys are great. Bill in Spring Hill. People are calling now. Bill in Spring Hill wants to weigh in on this. Bill, what's up?
Hey, brother, it's a beautiful day in Middle Tennessee, a beautiful day at Middle Tennessee Paintball, baby. Hey, I got some bug remedies for you, man. We've been out here. I've been in the country all my life. Out here right now looking at a beautiful paintball field. I go into the woods all the time. This is what I say, a simple remedy for anybody who wants to get a little bit soft. Avon Skin So Soft. Put that on your leg. It is a very good remedy. I've used it. Hey, I don't mind the ticks and chiggers anymore. That Avon Skin So Soft will work. And I've also seen people and heard of people taking the dryer sheets that you can put in your dryer to make your clothes nice and soft and smelly. Put them in your pockets, they say, and that works. But Skin So Soft, man, that always works for me. Get out the MTP and let's play some paintball, baby.
Thank you, Bill. Appreciate that.
He dropped 4 paintball references.
Appreciate that. We'll send Bill a bill for that.
Well, I'm so soft. Is that what he said?
Well, it's the Avon stuff, I guess. It makes your skin soft.
Okay.
Wes in Hermitage wants to weigh in. What's up, Wes?
Morning, fellas. I don't really know how I came across this information, but I figured it was useful information. Are y'all coffee drinkers at all?
Yes.
So this is what I used to do, and it worked for me great. But if you brew yourself a fresh pot of coffee, and then you take the coffee grounds out and just spread them out on some wax paper, aluminum foil, whatever you need to do, let it sit in the sun and dry out. Then what I would do is after they dried out, I'd put them in like a little metal gardening shovel, like one of the little small ones, a little handheld shovel. And you just put it in there and you just light it on fire and let it sit on a table. And those burning used coffee grounds will keep the mosquitoes away from you. And they also hate EDM music. So if you're burning coffee grounds and just listening to some techno, man, you should be good to go.
But what if you get that one mosquito who really hates his family and loves EDM music, and then you're screwed?
Dyes his wings.
He probably really enjoys some dark coffee too, so you may just be out of luck there.
Right.
Oh, that's good stuff.
All right,
Thanks for
man,
the
go
call,
Titans,
Wes.
man.
Yeah.
Thanks,
Appreciate
Wes. Oh, the remedies. I mean,
I
there's
love
so
this.
many
This is
different ones
awesome.
out there, but my gosh, something's got to work, right?
I would think so. 615-737-1025. People keep weighing in on this. This
Well,
is
people need to
fantastic.
know an answer to this.
I love that. Let's see who we got here. Joey. Let's go to Joey now. Joey, what's up?
Hey, I'm a Army Ranger, and I can tell you the only thing that works is DEET, D-E-E-T. Look at all your bug spray, see what your percentage of DEET is. You can get 100% like at a outdoor store somewhere, but like Deep Woods Off, I think is 70%. It's the only thing that works. I promise you
Okay.
that.
All right.
All
Well,
right, buddy. Good luck.
thanks, Joey. Appreciate it. I will look into that. Deet.
DEET.
I got the deets on Deet for sure. All right, I promise we're gonna talk some sports, but thank you for the help. A lot of good recommendations, and I am definitely gonna take. Robbie Stanley says, play a video of Ryan Porth laughing, and the mosquitoes will flee. So I'm definitely gonna take people's advice on that. We'll get into some sports and much more. Also some cool things happening at the Fairgrounds Speedway. We'll tell you about at the bottom of the hour. Chasing Big Joe live today at the Omni Nashville Hotel at Kitchen Notes, 1025, 1063, The Game. Chasing Big Joe, 102.5, 106.3 The Game. I never know what Dr. Train's going to come up
Well,
with.
it warms my soul that he knows this music, so it feels good.
I know. It's good, man.
He's
I
not,
like it.
He's not peppering us with some Florida Georgia line crap.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
Hey,
I can.
girl. No, please
No,
don't.
you won't.
Please don't.
I told you I was here one time. I got stuck in the bathroom, and that came on the speaker. I was like, I can't do anything about that. It's like living the third level of hell. Hearing the Florida Georgia line come through.
So, did you watch any preseason last night?
I watched a tad of it, and I watched Joe Milton
Yep.
against. I'm telling you, man, the Panthers team, and we laugh about this a lot of times, like, oh, Alabama could beat the Panther. You know that?
Yeah.
They're terrible.
They're terrible.
The Carolina Panthers are awful. And how you let a franchise, if I'm an owner, I know that Tepper's an idiot, but how you let your team get that bad is an indictment on you.
Yeah.
And they're awful. So anyway, Milton threw a touchdown last night, a bullet. He looked great.
He looked really good.
But I gotta tell you, man, the caveat is that Panther team is terrible.
Yeah.
So he did it against a terrible, terrible Panther team.
So they have a quarterback named Jack Plummer. Is he related to Jake?
I don't know.
I think they spell their last name different, so probably not. But anyway, so 4 quarterbacks in total played for the Patriots. Jacoby Brissett, Drake May for like 3 passes. Excuse me, Billy Zappi, and then Joe Milton. And if you look at Milton's numbers, 4 for 6, 54 yards, and a touchdown. But some of the highlights he had of, scrambling around, using his legs, the rocket arm,
Yeah.
all those things that we saw at Tennessee certainly came out last night. And, that's kind of been the discussion is this a true competition? Jacoby Brissett's there to be the starter, but it's just a competition between May and Milton right now.
Of course it is, but I think May is going to probably get that. I've heard there's flashes of practice that Milton looks really great, but like nobody up there is like hopped on that train.
Yeah.
Of like, Joe Milton's gonna be the starter guy. He's not. I mean, you can't tell much from last night, but look, you all just present the opportunity when you get to play. And Milton last night did well. I mean, better than most of everybody else that played last night, but I still think that's Brissett's team to run, and I think Drake May is going to be their guy by default after that.
A guy that I'm curious about is receiver Kayshon Boutte, that was at LSU.
Yeah.
He had a good night last night, 53 yards. What does that mean for him moving forward?
Again, and God bless you. Sound like me yesterday. You do what you can do against the team that's out there. It's not your fault you're playing the Panther squad last night. But again, I mean, you look, if you're a good player, you run over a bad team like the Panthers, and that's what he did yesterday, getting open and everything. So good for him, man.
Did you see who had 3 catches for 48 yards for the Panthers?
Is it the same guy? Oh no, it's okay. One of the bugs got in here and got the chase.
Something like that. No, Jordan Matthews.
It was the same one?
Yeah, he's playing tight end. I just clicked on his name. It's the same one.
There he is. He's gotten big, man.
Yeah, he switched to tight end. He was out of the league for a while, and then I guess came back and switched to tight end, trying to make the team.
Oh man.
How about that?
Also, Felipe Franks caught a pass.
Yeah, Felipe Frank. Is he?
Don't tell me he's a tight end.
Yeah, I think
too.
they did move him to tight end.
He's a tight end. He's 6'6", 230, playing tight end for the Panthers. I'm telling you, man. Remember that movie with Marlon Brando called The Island of Dr. Moreau, where they did all kind of weird experiments? It's a terrible movie.
Yeah.
But the Panthers is that movie. They're whatever. You think you could do whatever? Come here. Let's try out. I mean, you got a guy played in the league in forever, Jordan Matthews. You got a former Florida starting quarterback. He's the one that threw the pass that beat Tennessee in 2017. Franks, remember they ended up going to Arkansas, I think? And now he's tight end at Carolina. That's true. Whatever, man. Whatever works, we'll come try it at Carolina.
Yeah, basically. Also, the other game last night was the Detroit Lions, the America's favorite team. They played, which also meant that Hendon Hooker got some time, but I think he got hurt. That's what I understand.
Real quick, go back to Jack Plummer. He played at Louisville. I'd never heard of him, but he looks just like Jake Plummer.
So
He's not. No.
But
He's
they're not related.
no, unless Jake had him when he was at Arizona State. Maybe I don't know, man. Now you got me confused. I have to look him up.
Well, they do spell their last name the same.
And they kind of look the same. And here we go. Former Louisville quarterback Jack Plummer starts for the Panthers. If this is, I think it is, Chase. I think it's his son.
Is it really?
Hold on. Hold on. Let me see. He's from Arizona. Plummer committed to play at Arizona. Okay, he played Gilbert High School in Arizona. I'm going down there to see if it's his. There's no mention. It says he's the brother of former University of Arizona quarterback Will Plummer. I mean, I've seen all these Plumbers, but there's nothing that says he's related to Jake Plummer.
Yeah, I can't find anything either.
Jack's dad
Sorry.
is Bradley Plummer,
Okay.
Okay.
or short for Brad.
Oh, thank you. But the odds that his last name's Plummer, and he went to high school in Arizona, where Jake
Yeah.
Plummer played at Arizona State.
Jake Plummer, I just pulled up a picture of Jake Plummer. He looks like he looks like when Christian Bale grows his hair out.
Really?
Yeah.
Is Jake Plummer, I think, is like the national top 10 handball player.
Yeah, that was something that popped up too.
He looks
Jake
like
Plummer.
if Jennifer Aniston grew a beard, it would be it would be Jake Plummer. I wouldn't have not recognized him. I think he just walked by here on Broadway in front of us. Man, that is Jake Plummer. Well, he's a hell of a quarterback at Arizona State and had a nice little time with the Broncos.
By the way, two people have said for my bug problems, just play Jared telling the right tackle story on repeat. That'll drive anything away.
That'll make
Well
the
done.
mosquitoes go. God almighty. No, why did you do this to me? Now I'm looking at Jake Plummer and what's going on with him.
Joe's not a rabbit hole.
This is crazy.
What wasn't he the one that took over for Elway
Yes. Because
in like '99?
Yeah.
And he had been with the Cardinals.
Jake Plummer's going to be 50 years old this year.
I know. That's crazy. Makes me feel like, because I remember him playing.
Oh, yeah.
Jake the Snake.
Yep.
So debuted in '97 with Arizona. No, he did not replay. He did, but I mean, it was later on. 03 is when he went to Denver.
Okay. So he played with Dave McGinnis then, was his head coach at Arizona.
Yeah, 97 through 02 is when he was in Arizona.
Yeah.
And he and Pat Tillman were really close.
That's right. So that means his last game, here's a Mike Vrabel reference. Their last game was in the Rose Bowl. Vrabel's last game was against Jake Plummer in the Rose Bowl in the 1996 season, but the 1997 Rose Bowl.
That's crazy.
Jake Plummer. Sorry out there if you're stuck in traffic going down to
Why are we talking about Jake Plummer?
just
Well,
Google
you know.
Jake Plummer. All right, back to the Lions and the Giants last night.
Yep. Giants win 14-3, but Hendon Hooker, 5 of 9, 36 yards. Look good. Did I see he got a concussion, though?
Did he?
Somebody said that on the text line. He had 4 carries for 34 yards as well.
His quarterback's going to quickly figure out to stop running the ball.
Yeah.
And just throw it away or slide at feet first, Will Levis.
Former Vol Eric Gray, 4 carries for 52 yards.
Not bad.
And then where'd he go?
Oklahoma.
Oklahoma.
After
That's
he
right.
got the McDonald's bag handed to him.
Yeah. That's right.
And his family said, "Where's the rest of our money?"
That's right.
Pert's like, "All right, now, I get you money."
All right. So there you go. There's your preseason action. A lot tonight. A lot of games tonight. And then obviously the Titans will play tomorrow against San Francisco.
To add little misery to company last night, I'm reading this here. When the Carolina Panthers plane returned to Charlotte, it slid off the ends the runway. Delta flight with Panthers players runs off taxiway. Nobody injured.
Oh, wow.
The Delta flight carrying the Carolina Panthers home from Thursday night's preseason loss to the Patriots ran off the taxiway at Charlotte Airport around 2:30 this morning. No one was injured. Let's see. The airport spokesman said emergency crews responded to the Delta aircraft after it skid into the mud while taxiing to the Wilson Air Center. Delta towed the aircraft out of the movement area shortly after 5:30 a.m. Crews repaired the area. It said the right main gear of the plane exited the taxiway. This doesn't make people, when you write press releases, dumb it down so we can understand this. I don't just ran off the runway there. So even the
Dang.
plane's like,
Well, I'm
this sucks.
glad everybody's okay.
Yeah. Oh, no kidding, man. But wow, poor. I mean, I'm telling you, Chase, the parts I watched of the Panthers game last night, they are awful.
Not good indeed. Coming up next, we'll shift gears. Literally, there's some. I didn't even mean to do
You
it.
are,
a
man,
little racing
something.
going on at the Nashville Fairgrounds tomorrow night. We'll tell you about that and something really cool that has happened recently with the band Heartland. We'll discuss that coming up next here on the Chasing Big Joe Show, 102.5, 106.3 The Game. Chasing Big Joe, 102.5, 106.3 The Game. We're live today at the Omni Nashville Hotel at Kitchen Notes, as we are every week. Always enjoy that. Coming up tomorrow at the Nashville Fairgrounds Speedway, Bass Tire Family Night. Going to be a lot of fun. The gates will open at 3 o'clock. We say hello now to Bob Sargent from the Nashville Fairgrounds Speedway, who joins us. Bob, what's up? How are you?
Oh, getting ready for a big race weekend here at the Nashville Fairgrounds. just beautiful weather and a lot of race cars coming. And like you mentioned there, Bath Tire, we're calling back to school night and have a lot of extra activities going on.
So pro late models, super trucks, Crown Vics, limited late models, and much, much more. You can see all sorts of racing tomorrow night at the fairgrounds.
Yeah, this facility is just really good for entertainment. It's kind of a double header. We have the quarter mile racing that starts at 5 and very exciting, very fun, majority local guys. And then the bigger track, the 5/8, starts around 7 p.m. with the late model that you mentioned. So we're almost what we call a double header. You got a lot of different types of racing.
Well, I know you're also excited. We'll bring in our next guest as well. Craig Anderson is on the line with us from the band Heartland. They're going to do the national anthem and have a meet and greet as well. Plus, they just filmed a video out at the fairgrounds.
Wow.
That was pretty cool. But Craig, welcome in. I know you're excited to be out at the fairgrounds tomorrow night.
We sure are. Yeah, we had a great time shooting that video out there. It is a fantastic facility, and we're looking forward to getting back up there tomorrow and seeing everybody and watching some great racing.
So how did the video and doing it at the fairgrounds, how did that all come about?
Yeah, one of our main guys on the team, the legendary Nashville, Mr. Dwayne Brown, brought that idea to us. I am under the impression, I think I heard that Dwayne sold popcorn and stuff up there as a kid. Like, I hope it was in maybe the late 70s or early 80s or something. So I thought that was such a cool connection. And, we're looking at video treatments and things. And there's a lot of different ideas to do with that video. And we just kind of all gravitated towards that idea. And it just turned out great. We're super stoked with it.
Yeah, Craig, we talked about loyalty of NASCAR and country music fans. I mean, they go hand in hand, don't they? You guys have seen that firsthand with Heartland.
Oh, yeah. I mean, gosh, man. I think country music and racing was invented at the same time, wasn't they, guys? I don't know much of a distinction between that all the way back to when them boys was running moonshine up in the hills and stuff. I mean, there's just lots of great stories with both those two entertainment fields, And at the end of the day, we've got the same fan base. We're singing and doing the same things, and it's just both racing and country music, in particular, just have an incredible fan base that sticks with you, all through your career too. It's incredible, really.
Bob, I don't know if you've checked the forecast for tomorrow night, but my goodness, has the Lord blessed you with a beautiful night?
The Lord blessed us with a beautiful night. I mean, anytime you look at it, sunny and 83 degrees, we're very pleased. And again, looking forward to a great weekend of racing. And he's right there. I mean, we're just talking about generations of people have come through this facility. The history here is phenomenal. We've got people now that stories continuously about when they were out here selling the programs, the popcorn, and they were out here sitting in the grandstand rooting for such and such driver all these years. The Hall of Fame will be making some announcements and a presentation here, the Nashville Speedway Hall of Fame, Fairgrounds Speedway Hall of Fame. They'll be making a presentation and an exciting thing here tomorrow night also. So, an action-packed night of racing.
Chase mentioned the Crown Vics tomorrow night. My uncle had a Crown Vic. It went from 0 to 60 in probably half a second. Can I bring that out tomorrow night, if you don't mind?
Well, you can bring it out. I might have to put it in the parking lot for tomorrow night. It takes a little bit of work. These guys are having fun, but we do require safety. And we encourage people to check into this class. It's a fun and beginner class, but we do require some safety features, including roll bars and things like that. So get it ready and come on out.
Well, I might do that.
Very, very cool. We are looking forward to it as well. Craig, where can people find your music, and if they're wanting to listen to some Heartland?
Sure, yeah. No, it's out everywhere. Everywhere you find music these days, Apple and Spotify, and the videos out on YouTube and a bunch of different places. And Facebook and all that kind of good stuff. But I want to say real quick, I think Nashville's very lucky to have a facility like that. We've played, I've just played everywhere over 30 years now, and not everywhere has a place like Nashville has down there. And I just think I would just encourage everybody to come on out and see us and watch some great racing. That's some very talented drivers over there.
Yeah, no doubt about it. Tomorrow night, again, gates open at 3. The racing begins at 5 o'clock, and you can see everything from the small track to the big track. They got it all at the Nashville Fairgrounds. Guys, thanks so much for joining us today, and I know it's going to be a great weekend. We'll do it again soon.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you. See you this weekend.
Absolutely. Bob Sargent, Craig Anderson from the band Heartland joining us. Bob from the Nashville Fairgrounds Speedway. And again, Bass Tire Family Night out at the fairgrounds. If you're looking for some really cool grassroots racing, head on out tomorrow night. It'll be a lot of fun.
So Crown Vic's race.
Yeah.
I mean, like you talked
I think
about.
they're on the small track, the Legends track inside. I could be wrong.
They should do that race at the Donaldson Kroger parking lot. Because if you can get around the Donaldson Kroger parking lot in the Crown Vic, then you're a damn good racer. I'd love to see that.
I think everyone should be required to learn how to drive on a Crown Vic or something similar because they're so damn big.
They're huge.
So I think I've told you my first car was a 97 Cadillac DeVille. And when my grandfather was like, yeah, you can have it. My dad's like, I don't how the hell is he going to drive this boat around town? And I had dings on it and everything, but I learned
6 miles to the gallon,
5 on a good day.
5.
But I learned, how to park and get it in small spaces and everything. And it's just like a Crown Vic's that way. Cause we don't build cars like that anymore.
No.
Big ginormous tanks.
I'm curious for our listeners, what did you learn to do? And you can weigh in. We're taking remedies for Chase's bug spray. 615-737-1025. What's the first car that you learned how to drive? Dr. Crane, what kind of car did you learn how to drive on?
There were multiple, but my dad has a 1984 Cutlass Supreme Oldsmobile.
Oh, nice.
And it was a Sweet 16 car he got with his dad, and he's kept it ever since. So I learned how to drive on that. Along with the
he still has it?
He still does, yes. Yes, indeed. Not in the pristine condition, but it is in a condition.
But it runs?
It is a driving condition, yes.
Okay.
So
you might need to bring that to work one day.
If it'll make it. Learned on that. And then my grandmother had a old, I want to say it was a Lincoln. It was a land yacht. It kind of reminded me of Crown Vic. I call it the land yacht. And then she ended up selling that recently, but that thing was a charm.
I drove, we didn't have a lot of money, but learned how to drive with oh my God, I can't believe a 2-door gigantic 78 Ford LTD. And it was a massive thing to drive to learn on. And God bless my brother who said, you're going to learn how to drive with my truck. So I started out with the Ford LTD and then learn how to drive on the truck, man. But I tell you what, I look back now and it's almost emotional thinking about driving that car and learn. Once you drive through a Ford LTD, you could drive a damn tank in the Army. Those things were massive. So stories like this, because we all began at one point together of how we learned how to drive. That's just really kind of cool.
Dr. Crane, I could put you in a 1986 Oldsmobile Cutlass Supreme Saloon Coupe for $15,900 today.
Well,
drive it off the lot.
I don't
that's
have
$15,900. That's according to the internet.
Don't have $15,900 right now, but hey, I can.
We'll get a payment plan for you.
Okay, that's fine. We can do that.
Hey,
it's a nice car.
When I was a car salesman many, many years ago, one of my 87 jobs I had, we would tell people, hey, so you got to begin an agreement staircase with them.
Yeah.
So Chase, you'd walk in and look at a Corvette and you're like, I can't afford that. I said, what if I can get you in that car today, 0 down, $200 a month? And you're like, well, yeah. I said, I'm not saying I can, but you're saying if we can find a price, you'll take that car. Well, yeah. And it was so stupid because, we could barely afford lunch at Kitchen Notes. You're not going to afford a Corvette and all these selling techniques that go on with everything. And so crazy, man.
Well, that was the thing about the Cadillac. The Cadillac had the Corvette engine.
Oh,
it was a V8, North Star V8, but it was basically what they were putting in Corvettes. So it had some giddy up to it.
Oh, man.
For sure. Fun stuff on a Friday again. Check it out at the fairgrounds. We love the fairgrounds here on the Chase in Big Joe show.
These responses coming in.
Oh, yeah.
Here-
We'll read some of these.
All right.
We'll read some of these coming back here. 615-737-1025. It's our phone and text line driven by WilsonCountyHyundai.com. Hey, tune in to 94.9 The Fan tonight. The Nashville Sounds continue their series against Indianapolis. Pregame at 6:20, first pitch at 6:35. You can also listen on the app on 949thefan.com. And it's all presented by Twin Peaks Family Leisure, 5 Points Roofing, Cottle Vet Clinic, and Busy Bee Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning. Big Joe, we're live today at Kitchen Notes at the Omni Nashville Hotel. Dr. Crane is back there spinning the tunes in the Busy Bee Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning Game Nashville studios. Home of the $99 yearly Beehive membership, where the buzz is always about great service. Taking your calls and texts, 615-737-1025. And we're hitting a lot of different things today. Talking about cars now. We're talking about spraying bugs on the farm. See, here's the other thing. Eventually, I want to get like a farm truck. Go find like some old, beat up Ford or Chevy or something like that with, I don't really care how many miles. All it would be is for stuff on the farm, and maybe running down to Lowe's. I've also realized that I am at that age that I'm on the way home and I pass a Lowe's or a Home Depot and I'm like, you know what? I'm just going to go in here and look around for a second. Like it used to, when you were a kid, it was like the toy store. And then,
happens to all of us, man.
And then I loved Best Buy and the electronic stores. Now it's home improvement.
Well, I mean, it happens. It's time getting old, man. You can't hide it. You can't run away from it.
Yeah.
You can't do all that. So you go out and you embrace it. Proud of you, pal.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Where do you stop at?
Me?
Yeah.
I just try to get home, man. I just hide to the bars and the local pubs, and I just try to get home.
Yeah, there you go.
Quick as fast as I can. But have we got a remedy yet for your bug spray at the farm?
Several. I think we got several.
Some dude that says he's gonna come do something to your yard. What was
Spray it with garlic.
Was he being chased for vampires or
smell
something?
like a pizza? Or
but do you spray the whole yard? I mean, you got a big yard here.
I guess. I don't know.
It'll smell like my kitchen.
Nikki, is that your perfume, man?
Nikki.
It is the garlic 2.0.
You're like, Nani. That's good.
Where?
That I don't know. That accent
I
went
didn't
other
sound
places.
Italian. Well,
That's a very low sounding, like you're very appreciative of what Nani's done.
That sounded a little more Latino.
You come in and go, Nani, what's a fatina? She's like, oh, Nicholas.
oh, the sunshine. She goes, sunshine.
Oh, that's a good, cute term of endearment.
You are our sunshine.
Yep,
that is right.
Thank you, guys. You are the light to Nashville, actually.
Yeah.
Thank you. Joy from Bellevue. One of the things I love about Lowe's or Home Depot is that I can take my dog with me and he loves it too. No, but seriously, I went in there the other day and I actually was looking for something. Like I had something specific that I was going to get.
Right.
And then I walked around for an hour and forgot to get the thing that I went in for.
Did you have to go back and get it?
Yeah.
Okay. What was it?
It was
a hammer?
No, it was the mix for the weed eater. Like the fuel
oil,
mix.
Okay, yeah.
The oil
That's
fuel
right.
mix for the weed eater.
Yeah.
And then I started looking at like riding mowers, and then I started looking at kitchen stuff and like all getting all these ideas and things that I want to
Ideas
do.
for what?
Well, I'm gonna have to redo the kitchen eventually.
Hire somebody. Hire your buddy at Eurostone.
Well, I'm
Daniel.
I mean,
what's his name?
Benjamin.
Benjamin. Yeah. Hey, he's like, we're in and out before the mama knows about it, baby. In and out. What the hell was that? That's his little shimmy shammy. And before the mama knows about it, in and out. Well, okay. Let somebody else do that stuff. I don't even worry about it.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's gonna be the plan, but I still want to get ideas of what it looks like.
You just walk by the plywood section, like, I could build that.
Exactly. No, see, that's the dangerous part, because you go through there and like you see, the do-it-yourself ideas,
right?
And then you see all the lumber and everything. It's like, I could do that. And like it goes from, I could build a table to I could build a house.
It's like when Homer built the doghouse. Remember he built the doghouse. There's no way for the dog to get in.
Yeah.
That would be something you would build. I built this. How does the dog get in the doghouse? There's
he like
nothing
looks
there.
at it and he's like, don't. No, I would. So remember the movie, and like the movie was okay. It was a little disappointing, but it had funny parts. He's going and he's redoing his roof.
Which movie?
The Simpsons movie.
Oh, yeah.
And he's redoing the roof.
Okay.
And he's like, steady. It's still like nails through his thumb.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely.
That would totally be me.
So let the experts do
Yeah,
that.
I know.
We have all these great advertisers who do great things. Have them hire those people, man. Let them deal with it because that's what they do on a daily basis. I couldn't build anything.
So there have been, our man Cliff McCardle just sent me this. There have been some renderings. So, the rumor is, or I guess it is happening, that the Braves and Reds are going to play a game at Bristol Motor Speedway next year.
Right.
This looks awesome. The renderings are out of what it's going to look like. They're going to build the field in the infield and then have it inside the track. This is going to be really cool. Just like they did with Tennessee, Virginia Tech.
You can't build. I want to see this. Holy cow.
Isn't that awesome?
That will be, there'll be 150,000 there.
I mean, I'm planning to go.
Is the left field short? Looks like the left
Yeah,
field
a
is
little
like,
bit. I mean, it's not going to be perfect just because you only have
right.
so much room to go because you can't go on the track because of the banking.
Right.
There's too much banking.
Well, they should not allow the banks on there.
Yeah.
Look, when the Dodgers played before they built stadium, they had to play the Coliseum we talked about.
Yeah.
The left field was like 240 from home plate. And they built like this 80-foot wall or some gigantic wall that you had to hit over, man. So I don't see that there, but that looks pretty badass.
Yeah, it's going to be cool. I mean, I'm definitely planning to go. I mean, you're combining the Braves and then the Reds are, were my team I kind of had a soft spot for because my dad was a fan of the Reds, and then racing.
When is that going to be? Next summer?
Yeah, I think it's next summer. And I don't know if it's just one game or if it's the whole series or.
Wow. I hope it's the whole series. That'd be kind of cool. When Tennessee played Virginia Tech in football, it was a sight to behold. It was so huge that you try to look around and take it all in. You really couldn't do it. I mean, so if you're like at the 50-yard line, you're so far up and way up in the stands, but it was beautiful, man. It was so well done. That looks beautiful.
It looks awesome. So Al says, Chase, in a few more years as you age, you will switch all of your gas outdoor tools to battery ones. Too much energy and strength to start them. So I've already kind of started looking at that now, like with a lawnmower, with the push mower, it's still gas. What? But I was kind of looking at some battery operated, like a saw and, a weed eater and then a leaf blower. So, I mean, I'm just curious if people that have used those, I mean, do they work as well as a gas-powered one?
Well, who's this? Al?
Yeah.
Al knows.
That's what I'm.
Al sounds like a powerful, he knows all name. Like Al probably been through it all. I'll tell you all of it because he's Al.
Wasn't there an
Yeah.
Al on Home Improvement with Tim the Toolman Taylor?
No, Al Borland, yeah.
That's right.
His assistant. He assisted Tim. And then Al Bundy. Don't forget Al Bundy, the greatest TV dad of all time.
Is Al Borland, is that the 50 floor guy?
Yeah, it's Richard Karn.
Richard Karn.
Yeah. He did Family Feud before Steve took over.
Yeah, that's him.
Yeah.
All right, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm trying.
And supposedly him and Tim Allen are doing another show together.
Is it back to Home Improvement?
No, I think it's a different one.
Okay.
Chase, with your lawnmowers and stuff, just treat it like a safe 20 because you never know, the electronic stuff goes bad. Gasoline never steers you the wrong way.
I know. That's the thing. It's like I don't want to sink money into something that's not going to last long. That's why I don't date anymore.
Spend your money on your lawnmower. Get something that's going to make you happy.
Exactly.
Don't have to worry about
Find
that.
you a good Ace Hardware mechanic that will fix your tools when you need them.
Hey, that is, you know what, Nick? That's a great point because at the Donaldson Ace Hardware, you go in there with any problems you have, financial, personal, electronic, with anything that you have, and they'll solve it in 2 minutes.
All I know is this last segment has given our sales team some calls that they need to make with all the businesses that we've been bringing up. So
I'm telling you, Nick,
get on that,
right? Ace Hardware. Do you go to Ace Hardware, Nick?
I do from time to time.
Ace is the place.
For everything.
For sure. Coming up in hour number 2, Chris Sanders is going to join us at 10:30. Usually it's at 10. He'll join us at the bottom of the hour, get his thoughts on the first preseason game, and probably ask him about the Big Red as well, plus much more. It's the Chase and Big Joe Show, 102.5, 106.3 The Game. Hour number 2, 102.5, 106.3, The Game. It's Chase and Big Joe. We're live at Kitchen Notes, the Omni Nashville Hotel, having us a good time here on a Friday. This is like the perfect way to end the week, coming in, hanging out here at Omni.
Oh, it is.
It's a great thing for sure. We're all over the place this morning too. Raymond and Franklin on our text line 615-737-1025. Driven by WilsonCountyHoney.com. He says, Chase, I just drove by 3 homeowners mowing their lawn here in Spring Hill in the last 5 minutes, all battery operated, and one guy edging, also battery operated. I can start asking for feedback if you like. And I said, yes, if you could stop at every yard and videotape it, that would be fantastic.
And say, what's happening? What do we need to do here? Yes, you could do that.
That would be good. But the Titans getting ready for their first preseason game, of course, tomorrow night at Nissan Stadium against the San Francisco 49ers, obviously a team that Rand Carthon knows quite well, the defending NFC champions. And so what is the plan? Who all are we going to see? Brian Callahan was asked about that yesterday, and unlike his predecessor, he seems to lay everything out for us.
The playtime plan for the preseason game against the 49ers is our ones will play to start the game. They'll all dress, they'll all play. Like to let them go roughly a series or two, depending on how those series go. And then those guys will be out from the lineup, and the rest of the guys will take over from there. So you will see our ones outside of Jeffrey and Harold on defense, and the guys that have been out will be out. So there's no change in those guys' status. They will also be out. And then we'll play a little football. Can't wait.
So there you go. That's how it's going to go. And I mean, look, it is a breath of fresh air. And, you know, Mike Vrabel can do it the way he wants to, but it's just Brian Callahan is so much more detailed and forthcoming when it comes. He doesn't just bristle at every question. It's very nice.
Why is it nice?
Just because, like, I mean, he can tell what he wants to tell, but it's like there's just a way about it. Like I used to get annoyed with Vrabel of like how he basically just kind of shut you down and just be like, yeah, I don't want to answer that. Whereas Callahan will give you details, or he'll say, yeah, well, you know, we're going to keep that in house, but he just does. It's like, okay, well, I have to ask the question.
Yeah,
you know.
No,
so
yeah, I always was flustered by the fact that it's a simple question.
Yeah, right.
How long are you guys going to play? I mean, do you think the Niners
have to see?
Yeah, you think the Niners are like, oh God, they're only going to go 2 series. No, they don't care. I mean,
right.
You're trying to get guys played, do certain things, do fun things, and go that way. So they all did that, you know. And so yeah, it is a little bit refreshing to hear that. And now you move on.
Right.
Now it's like, hey, we know what's going to happen. You move on. You're excited to see some, you know, script out 8 plays they want to get run, and maybe they get those in the first series. You don't see them again. That's great.
We did talk about this yesterday. I heard Robbie and Joe talking about it this morning. But I believe the right side of the offensive line, you know, if the left side only plays a series or 2, fine. I'd probably want to see them play. Like the whole offensive line should probably play a little bit more than everybody else. But that right side especially, like Radence and Nicholas Petit-Frere, I think at least a quarter.
Oh,
if not
probably
more
than that.
I mean, if they played the whole first half, I'd probably be okay with that.
Yeah, I totally agree with all that. I'd love, and I'd love to see the first teamers maybe go 3 series. It'll be great.
Yeah.
But I think there are guys that need to get in and do work. I want to see Sweat the whole entire first half.
Yeah,
where you got to get him in shape, and he's been great so far in camp. I want to see him out there. I know that Simmons and who's the other one not playing tomorrow?
Landry,
not. Thank you. Aren't playing tomorrow, so I would not want to see. That's fine.
Yeah,
the other guys can step out and do what happens and have some good plays out there tomorrow night, and let's see from there. But it's just it's first preseason game.
Sure. I'll be curious to see like a Josh Wiley, you know, how much he might play. The receivers, you know, we know DeAndre Hopkins is out. My guess is Ridley won't play very long. Treylon Burks. I do think Treylon Burks needs to go an extended amount of time.
I totally agree.
He needs as many reps as he can get. You know, have him out there with, you know, all the other guys fighting for a spot. Even though I think he's got a spot,
right?
But he needs those reps.
It's one of the. I mean, preseason game, we're all fired up, and by third quarter, like, yeah, can this thing end now? Can we go on and then with our lives? Not have to watch this game, but look, it's going to be fun. It's football back. It's at Nissan Stadium. And so we'll watch just because.
I know you're excited to see receiver Sam Schnee.
Who's that?
I don't know.
Is he on the team?
He is. He's a receiver out of Northern Iowa.
Okay. Somebody's gonna catch the ball this year. Might as well Sam.
Well,
Schnee.
look, I mean, I think there are I was hearing TD talk about it this morning of the return guys. Jaquan Jackson they just drafted. I mean, he's in a really good position right now. Kyle Phillips, Mason Kinsey. Mason Kinsey always has a great camp.
Yep, he does.
But I don't see. I mean, I see this team carrying 6 receivers, but not more than that.
Yeah, I'm with you on that too as well.
And I think Hopkins, Ridley, Westbrook Akine, Burks, Boyd, and then somebody, and there's probably 3 guys realistically for that last spot.
So you will see Levis for a little bit and a lot of Mason Rudolph.
And
let Malik do his job. Let him go ahead and have some fun.
And look, I'm kind of with Robbie. I'm intrigued to see Malik Willis. I'm intrigued to see how he's grown, how he fits in this offense, kind of how they've worked with him. But I'm down. I'm down to see him play.
And there'll be guys that out of this game we talk about. Maybe a guy has 2 interceptions, maybe a guy has 3 sacks or something that stands out. But this is the opportunity time. And I think TD had a good point. He's like, overall, I want to see the guys who bring the energy tomorrow night. And that's a great line to put that, a great way to put it. Just guys go out there and make things and be noticed in a positive way. And all too often, some of these guys get noticed in a negative way. Just be noticed in that positive way that, they talk about you in week 2 and going forward to week 3, and you might make this team after the 3rd preseason game.
I'm curious to see Hassan Haskins. I know he's had a good camp. He was somebody I really liked out of Michigan and just hasn't quite hit, but right now, all accounts, he's the 3rd running back on this team. So be curious to see him. Rashad Weaver is somebody I'm going to be paying attention to. Can he hang? I mean, with Arden Key likely being out, I mean, they got to fill that spot. And, whether it's Shane Ray or it's Rashad Weaver, I mean, those guys got to get some playing time. And Jalen Harrell has gotten a lot of praise from Brian Callahan. So he's a rookie out of Michigan. So, I mean, that's going to be a position group that I'm paying attention to.
Yeah, we'll watch because it's the Titans and we got to see certain players that go on. But
do you do that? Do you do kind of make a mental list of, all right, these are some position groups that I'm going to watch?
Sure.
Guys in particular that I'm going to watch.
Well, it's tough when you're not at the game because you only can follow what the camera can show you and you can see things go on. But I'm anxious to look at the linemen. I always watch the linemen anyway on both offense and defense. See depth, who's getting pushed, who's creating havoc, who's just going above and beyond, just beyond playing the game. It's somebody that's really making a mark out there. So, yeah, I watch that. And then it's their opportunity, man. It's their opportunity for these guys to stand up and be noticed. And remember, you're not only playing for the Titans, but you could be having a resume for 31 other teams around the National Football League as well.
Yeah, well, and the other thing too, how does Brian Callahan manage the game?
He's never done.
And I was so pleasantly surprised and glad to hear him talk about this. But he even said it's preseason for us too. It's his first time calling plays in a game, and he's not only is he doing that, he's a head coach. So how does he manage calling the plays on offense and also managing being a head coach? I mean, that's going to be that. Tomorrow is when you're going to be looking at Dad.
I hope not.
Well, just because he's done it before, it's like looking for advice and stuff like that.
What if this is so stupid. What if Brian makes a bad call and his dad spanks him?
Son, come here. Takes his belt.
That'd be the greatest single moment in National Football League history. If Brian Callahan's dad spanks him for a bad call on the sideline, I swear to be the greatest.
This was Brian Callahan asked about if he's got some butterflies.
Yeah, sure. Of course. I'm not gonna sit here and lie to you. Yeah, it's more excitement than it is a butterfly. Just to be able to take the field as the head coach of the Tennessee Titans for the first time in a game action and calling plays. And that's a huge part for me and for our staff is this is a preseason for us too, and we got to iron out communication and from our game management people upstairs to the coaches on the field to how the flow is going to work on both sides of the ball for me, jumping back and forth and calling the plays. It's going to be really good for me. I'm excited about that part, but that's the beauty of the preseason is we get 3 shots to iron it all out before it counts for real. So I'm really excited. Like I said, probably more excitement than butterflies necessarily, but I can't wait.
I'm also curious too. I'm going to see if I can pull this up. The referees, because it's preseason for them too. So what kind of crew? Do
Did
we
they tell you on that?
Yeah, hang on. I'm trying to find it. They will usually talk amongst yourselves for a second while I look at this.
Are they? Man, there's a lot to go. Now, were you
Brad Allen's crew.
Brad Allen?
He's flag happy.
Okay. Will you wager on this game?
No.
Okay. Why not? You love to wager.
It's preseason. I usually don't wager on preseason.
What's the odds tomorrow night?
That's a great question.
I'm just curious because I think if you're betting on the preseason game,
by the way, MLB in Bristol just made it official.
They're dating.
They are, but they're going to have the game at Bristol Motor Speedway.
Okay. Didn't we already know that?
We did, but they had to make it official.
Did they make it Facebook official?
They did. It's complicated.
Sounds like it is.
Let's see. The odds tomorrow, according to ESPN Bets, 5.5 favorite.
Right there. I couldn't.
No, I don't do it. So I don't
Just
blame you.
because, yeah.
615-737-1025. More of your calls, more of your text. What are you looking for in the first preseason game tomorrow with the Titans and the 49ers? Chris Sanders at the bottom of the hour here on the Chasing Big Joe show. Live today at the Omni Nashville Hotel at Kitchen Notes. Tune in to 1025 The Game this Sunday for coverage of the Cookout 400 at Richmond. Coverage will begin at 4 o'clock with the race starting at 5. And you can listen on the app and thegamenashville.com.
Get a sense of how much you'd like to see Mason and Malik, or is the game dictate that a little bit?
No, I'd like to see a lot of them. I'd like to see both of them play well. There'll be a point we'll probably let those guys kind of flip flop so they each get a fair shot with the the twos or the threes. They'll kind of take some turns. What this game will be pretty straightforward. Probably the next two, we'll get some more kind of mixed match of reps so they can showcase themselves well, and they both get an equal opportunity too. So those guys are both going to play. They're going to play quite a bit. They're going to play a lot in the preseason. It'll be good for both of them, and I'm excited to watch those guys play as well.
Brian Callahan. There we go. Brian Callahan talking about how he's going to split the reps between the two backup quarterbacks. We're live here at Omni Nashville Hotel at Kitchen Notes. Joe's got his biscuits.
Leave me alone, man. Doing my thing.
I like it. You do you, man. Hey, you live your life the way you want to live. I'm not going to judge you for that.
Appreciate
I'll
you.
leave that to other people.
For that.
For sure. But
both show.
Yeah, I mean, I don't really know. I think you kind of got to ride the hot hand, but I mean, we know Mason Rudolph is going to be the backup. I mean, I don't really see that changing. And so I want to see a good chunk of the game go to him and then see what Malik Willis has, later in the game.
Well, I mean, you're going to get, Willis is not going to see the field at all this year, hopefully. And, it's going to be Will Levis.
Really, hopefully neither one of them see the field.
That's true. Yeah. But, they got to get experience somehow and play. And so I'd like to see Levis by that Saints game play half the game. That'd be nice. Because they're going to get to work next week versus the Seahawks, and the Seahawks show up. That's going to be a lot of fun to see that. But that third preseason game, I don't know. It's something about seeing the quarterback lead your team in to the field to the first half and then out of the huddle in the second half is always kind of nice and kind of cool. And then have him do that, and then rest him after that. But these guys, there's a lot of work these guys got to get in these next three games.
Real quick, the Reds and the Braves will officially play at Bristol Motor Speedway August 2nd, 2025. So a year from now.
Just one game.
They'll play one game at Bristol. And I didn't even think about this. Bob Pockris, Fox Sports, says it is the first ever MLB game, regular season game in the state of Tennessee.
I guess it is.
I mean, I
hope that stat's accurate.
We've had exhibition games, at Greer and First Horizon and stuff, but never a regular season game. So that's pretty cool to think. And it's two of the more popular teams in this area that will play against each other. So really looking forward to that next August at Bristol.
Yeah, I guess the logistics of getting a 3-game series in Bristol would be.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of times they do kind of a one-off thing. So
I'm trying to see what day of the week that is.
I was just about to look at that too.
That we're on a race. Of course, my phone's not working.
I'm going to guess it's a Friday.
I'm going to guess you need to let us figure it out.
Will you be
it's
nice to him?
Saturday night.
Okay, so they'll split the series. So one game will be Friday night and wherever this is. If it's Atlanta, I'd assume it's Atlanta. And then they go to Bristol and then they go back to Atlanta.
Okay. All right.
So
yeah. All right. Well, I mean, that's a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Will that be the first weekend of preseason games too, or no? Probably not. No.
Might like Hall of Fame week, probably.
Yeah. Okay. Like it is this year.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, because that's the other thing. Like doing something like this, you want to do it before things really get going with football.
So they've done the Field of Dreams game. They did
the Little League World Series game.
That's the one they did in Birmingham this year too.
That was that was for like the Negro Leagues, I think.
That's correct. Yeah, that's right.
They've done Williamsport. They do a game in Williamsport. They do that every year now, I think.
Didn't they do one at the College World Series
in Omaha?
Somebody played after the last year or 2 years ago. Cardinals and Royals or something like that.
They've done London.
And now Bristol.
Yeah. So I mean, look, I think it's smart for baseball, and I think the NFL kind of started the trend on this of doing some of these, one-off kind of fun, different things because it gets eyeballs on your sport.
You've been to Bristol, right?
Many times.
Yeah, I've only been once, but I mean, it's like you drive up there, then boom, there's a spaceship.
You went for Tennessee, Virginia Tech,
yeah.
right? So you've never been to a race?
Never been to a race.
I always tell people, I'll get asked, "Hey, I've never been to a NASCAR race. What needs to be the first one?" And I'll say Bristol. I mean, it.
Have they done the one in the summer yet?
No, it's coming up in a few weeks.
Okay.
It's the night race at Bristol is just a must see.
So what were the 3 races? I would think Daytona, Bristol, and night race at Bristol, and
Southern 500 at Darlington.
Oh yeah,
probably because you get 3 different kind of tracks. If you're going to do 5, then I'd probably add Martinsville, which is another short track. And then I'd probably tell you to go to. Oh, that's tough. I'd tell you, for a super speedway, if you really want to just kind of live it, I would tell you to go to Talladega.
Attaboy. I was waiting for that one.
Yeah. I mean, Talladega is pretty.
But number 1 overall, you would say go to the race at Bristol. Yeah, I think so too.
Daytona's cool. You got to do Daytona, the history behind it. But like, if I'm giving you one race to go to, I'm going to say Bristol.
Okay.
And I think most people would probably agree with me on that.
All right. That's so I get it. Yeah.
And they're and the cool thing is they're dusting off all these old racetracks. That's why, I keep bringing up the fairgrounds of let's get it going, because now there's rumors that at least the trucks and Xfinity series are going back to Rockingham, which I never thought we'd see that. We've had Ryan McGee on the show many times. He grew up right next to the racetrack and drives by it and says, it's a pipe dream, but it might actually happen. North Wilkesboro was literally falling apart, and they brought it back. So it's like eventually you're going to get lost in, all these other old tracks that are coming back from the dead. But
I love it. I mean,
I love it too, but I want the fairgrounds to be a part of that.
Yeah, I agree. Go back to where, it started. I mean, the kind of the roots of all that, and to get away from that, which NASCAR tried to do 20-something years ago, expanding into Staten Island, which was just stupid.
I know. I mean, there were some areas they needed to go to, and then there were some areas that it's like just.
Where's another track they canceled? Like a new track?
Chicago.
Yeah.
I mean, they built Chicagoland. They raced there for maybe 10 years, and then it's just sitting there in Joliet. And now they've done the street race, in downtown Chicago. But I was talking to NASCAR people, the race weekend here, and then I've talked to people from Chicago, and I'm like, what's wrong with the track in Joliet? Nothing. I don't know. I don't get it either. It's like you built this thing.
Yeah.
And so it's closed. Kentucky's closed. Kentucky's just sitting there. I thought Kentucky was a cool track. I don't really know why that didn't work. That's
wait, they're done in Kentucky?
Yeah, they don't race there anymore. It's closed. It's sitting there. It's and it's between here and Louisville.
Yep.
And good track.
Wow. I didn't think about that.
Yeah. So
it shows you where my mind is.
California, they've torn up. So it's the front stretch, and that's it.
That's why I hate all this. Like, you got to expand. Like, Major League Baseball's got to expand. No, it doesn't.
I mean,
half of baseball, it's awful. Major League Baseball is awful. Their games aren't, the stands aren't even a third full. I mean, it's awful. The talent is awful.
Yeah, you gotta expand into the right areas. That's
they shouldn't expand at all. You think Major League
Baseball? You
don't
want them to come here?
No. And see a product that's going to be worse than the White Sox?
Well, who's to say they're going to be worse than the White Sox?
What? They're going to be better than an expansion team? Better than the?
I mean, if you do it right, take time. I mean, look, the NHL has proven that they have a formula that works. With the 2 teams that they've added in the last 6-7 years, one has been to 2 Stanley Cup finals and won it. The other made the playoffs in their second year, at least. So, I mean, the formula works if you do it the right way.
Okay.
I mean, you cannot, and it's been a while since baseball has expanded, but like when the Predators joined the league, you can't do it that way anymore, because then people will lose interest. Like if the Predators were expanded into the league today, it would have to be the same way that Vegas and Seattle did it.
But if I am, I don't know, the Carolina Hurricanes, I'm pissed off because this team's got this great advantage now. That
right. Well, I mean, Predators fans were pissed off because it's It's like, well, hey, we had to wait for 5 years and
Right.
build it. Like, okay, but the times changed and things got, people got smarter, and also the price went up. The price for the Predators to come into the league and the price for Vegas to come into the league were vastly different.
True.
And so, to me, if I'm going to pay close to $1 billion for a franchise, then I want to have a team that I can win with pretty quick.
Yeah, I see that. But I think as far as baseball goes, they'll need to expand. The product is pretty bad. Some
I
of these
think they
games
can
are
add,
awful.
I think every league could get to 32, 34 max and be done.
Crazy. 34 football
The NFL is
teams?
expanding. I just go ahead and brace yourself for that. They're going to add 2 more teams.
It's going to be 10 years.
Probably, but they're
Down the
going to
road.
add 2 more teams. One's probably going to be in London, but they're going to add 2 more teams.
That's ridiculous.
It's going to happen.
The talent can't keep up, man.
615, the talent can't keep up with this show.
Got that
615-737-1025. Chris Sanders joins us coming up next here on Chasing Big Joe, 102.5, 106.3 The Game. Chasing Big Joe, 102.5, 106.3 The Game, and Lionel bringing in our man, Christopher Dwayne Sanders, who joins us on the program. What's up, Chris? How you doing?
Man, I'm doing pretty good, man. You know, I just love Fridays. Number one, I love Fridays because I love doing the show and being with you guys. But also, it's getting closer and closer to football season. We got a scrimmage today against Henry County. Then we got the Titans tomorrow. I mean, it just feels different. So I'm excited to what's going on.
Yeah, I am too, and I'm curious to see the Titans tomorrow. Brian Callahan saying that, you know, the ones are going to play a series or two outside of a few guys that won't be there. So, you know, you remember those days, and I know it was a little bit different, but if you know, you only know you're going to get a series or two, what do you want to accomplish?
You know, I want to leave the game having a good taste in my mouth coming out, because the thing about it is you want to execute. And I know Will Levis, everybody's eyes are going to be on Will Levis and some of those younger receivers, but I just wanted to come out of the game feeling confident, know that I did my job, made some plays, run the right routes, and also did my assignment. So, you know, looking at the game on this Saturday, that's kind of what I want to see. You know, we know the vision of the offense is going to be a little different from last year. So I want to see the vision come into fruition with Will Levis and some of those guys playing wide receiver, and even those running backs with Pollard and Spears. I don't know how long they're going to play, but I think the first series, I want to see if it's Chris have a 75-yard drive and score a touchdown and go sit on the sidelines. That's exactly what I want to see.
Yeah, and I'm sure you've been a part of times where you go out there for that first series and it stalls out, and then you turn around and you look at coach and go, hey, give us one more. Can we do one more?
Yeah, I know. Yeah, we do. I used to do that all the time, because the thing about it is, if you have a sorry first series, you go 3 and out and no explosive plays, you fumble, guys missing passes, guys missing blocks, missing blitz, all those things, you just want to get back out there, because you don't want to go into the next week, you know, having to correct those things that you should have did in the game. So I agree with you 100%. You want to come out there fast. You want to come out strong. And then the defense, I want to see Sweat, man. I mean, I want to see what he's going to do. Everybody's been talking about what he's been doing in practices, and I've been seeing the videos. And I'm not comparing him to the guy I'm about to say, but if this guy keeps doing what he's doing, I'm comparing him to Haynesworth, because he is kicking some butt out there.
I thought that's where you're going to go with that. Chris Sanders is on the line with us. Now, here's the other thing that I'm curious of, and Brian Callahan talked about this a little bit yesterday. Not only is this his first game as the head coach, it's his first game calling plays during a game as well. And I'm curious from your point of view, and I know you're not the one that has the headset on, but you're standing there in the huddle. Steve gets the play. Steve relays the play to you. There's a system that goes with that. So was there a bit of a change, you know, like when Les Steckel left and Heimerdinger came in? How does that kind of work, you know, in the preseason, and how can you work out some of the kinks with that of having a different play caller?
You know, that's the key, is working out the kinks. You know, I get to experience that at hand each and every Friday because it's total chaos on the sidelines. But what I do during the week is I put my kids and the other coaches in that same situation, to where I'm yelling and screaming and calling out formations and, you know, saying things, because I want to make sure that they're comfortable, that when they get in the game, they understand. It's like this: when you're in a game and so much chaos is going on, you want to have total control. So now you have, you know, the offensive coordinator calling the plays for the head coach calling the plays for the first time as a head coach. He's just got to understand it's going to be a lot of chaos. There's going to be a lot of talk. It's going to be a lot of chatter. But at the end of the day, he's got to just be controlled, calm, cool, and collective, and just call a play and make sure he relays to everybody he needs to.
Our dear friend Chris Sanders is on the with us with the Chasing Big Joe show. Hey, man, you had a rhyme when you came on that I wrote down: vision to fruition. I love that.
Ooh, vision to fruition. That is. I mean, because the thing about
you said that, baby.
If you have a vision of what you want to be, then it's going to come to fruition. Let me give you a perfect example. And I know this is kind of corny cliches, but when I was in the 3rd grade, I had a vision of me catching the football, and I would play with this little sock, and I would throw it up every day, and I would catch it. Now, check this out. This is going to blow your mind. In my office, I have a picture of when I played the Cincinnati Bengals. I caught my first touchdown, and guess what? The same way I was holding my hands was the same way I caught my first touchdown against the Cincinnati Bengals. So when you talk about a vision to fruition, if you have a vision and believe what you can achieve, it's going to happen. Why? Because you see it before you have it.
What were you throwing in the air? A cat? What was this?
No, not a cat. A sock. Not a cat.
A sock. You throw a cat in the air.
not a gerbil, man. You said a gerbil, but it was a sock. It was a sock.
Tell me about Henry. Hey, tell me about Henry County rolling in tonight. I'm more
Man,
interested
geez.
in that than have some stupid preseason game.
Hey, when I tell you they got some grown men, I mean, they had mustaches when they were 5. I mean, they got big linemen. They're big. They're physical. But see, here's the thing. This is why I love scrimmaging these cats. Is because they have great athletes. They have some good skill, but they got those big, gigantic linemen that are physical and strong. So when you go against a BA, a Innsworth, a Lipscomb, we understand the speed of the game. We understand the physicality because we're scrimmaging teams like Henry County. And then next week, we scrimmage Oakland, who's even bigger and faster. So when you're talking about preparing for the season, you want to scrimmage guys that are big, fast, and physical. So now when you get into the season, you know how to adapt to it.
This rolls through a scrimmage in college, high school, or the NFL. How much, when you're watching film, Chris, do you watch the guys who are away from the football, who are, make sure they're blocking, make sure they run through the whistle, make sure they do everything because, all too often you see the guys, if the football's not near them, they'll start, they'll do a Randy Moss and start walking.
Yeah. Hey, the sky don't lie. I'm telling you, the film is going to tell everything. Let me give you a story. Les Steckel is probably one of the calmest dudes in America. I mean, he's the nicest guy. But you got to remember, he was a Navy SEAL. So it was my rookie season, and he specialized in blocking. He said, if you don't block, you're not going to play. So we go to Buffalo, and it's snowing out there, and I'm like, man, I'm ready to go home. I want some hot cocoa. I don't want to chill. So I wasn't blocking on the play. I was on the other side of the field. So all of a sudden, one of the coaches called me over. You know how they had that phone on the sidelines. So I picked up the phone. I'm like, man, I guess I'm going to get a raise or something. Les Steckel says this. He says, if you don't block, I'm going to take you out myself. That's how important it has to be for blocking. He said it. And you got to remember, he's a Navy SEAL now. So, he's one of those frogmen. He'll jump over the stadium. And
my Lord.
But that's why when he did that to me, that instilled in me to where I don't allow my players to do that. Because the thing about it is, you want to play every play like it's your last play. And that's what I teach my kids because you're one player away from being injured. So that's kind of why I love doing that.
Chris Sanders is with us here on the Chasing Big Joe show. So I'm sure that you have seen these situations before in your career, and you've probably seen it a lot talking with your high schoolers there at NBA. Yeah. But, if let's say there's a guy on the team that it's pretty obvious he's not in contention at the moment to make the team, right? Yeah, he's well down the depth chart, but he could have an opportunity to make another team. He could have an opportunity to make the practice squad. So if you kind of hear that and it's like, it's just, I'm happy to be here. I'm going to enjoy this time. What do you say to a guy like that? Because you've seen situations where somebody gets hurt, you never know what's going to happen, and a guy makes it.
But what's so cool about why I love coaching, and I'm not bragging on our program because everybody's program is phenomenal, but that's the reason why I love Coach Uverard, because he makes everybody feel a part of it. I mean, we have guys that, just being honest, that will never touch the field. But here's the deal. I mean, we're going to cheer them on, and I'm going to coach them hard just like the guys that are starters. I mean, there's a guy on our team that he'll never see the field, but we'll do one-on-one. He'll catch a pass, and the other receivers are going crazy. Why? Because it's not just, NBA football team and this kid, it's NBA team. So even though that kid might not play, he's still instrumental by showing up to camp, by showing up, every play. So now when we win a championship, I hope we do it this year. It's not just the guys who start get a ring. It's everybody that's participating gets a ring. So that's kind of how I look at it.
So right now, Chris, I pretty much have 5 receivers that are locked in. They're going to make this team. And then maybe one more spot, and there's probably, 3 realistic and maybe 5 total fighting for that one spot. So tomorrow night is really when that process can continue itself. You don't have a lot of opportunities to show out.
Oh, you really don't. And that's why you got to keep showing up on film. And I say this all the time, and I show this and it's going to come down to the last preseason game. It's going to come down to the last practice because you have a lot of receivers in there. You got a lot of guys that can make plays. But what separates you from the other guy? And I know I gave you this example last or a couple of weeks ago. There's another guy named Chris Sanders. He came in 1997. He came in from Texas A&M, and he wasn't going to make the team. There's a whole bunch of receivers there. But here's what he did. He went to the coach, and he said, can I play special teams? He said, and this is the last practice. This is the last preseason game. He said, can I try it out? So they put him on kickoff team. And back in the day, they could set a wedge. He runs down there. He jumps over the wedge, makes the tackle. Next thing you know, they're making cuts. He makes the team. Why?
Wow.
Because he shows up on the film. So when these guys are going out and, for these preseason games, you better believe they're going to watch your every move. They're going to see if you can make plays, see if you can handle the pressure, see if you can handle the speed of the game, because at the end of the day, the ones that are going to make the team is the ones that continuously show up on film.
Yeah, Chris, we were laughing like, hey, by halfway through the third quarter, we're going to probably turn it and watch something else, blah, blah, blah. But you know what? There are guys on that team who are fighting for their professional lives who are going to treat that second half tomorrow night, Chris, like it's a Super Bowl.
100%. You remember, I think it was a couple of years ago, nobody heard of Chestnut, right? Nobody heard of him. But all of a sudden, this dude is making plays after plays, catching the ball, making touchdowns, explosive plays. Then all of a sudden, he makes the practice squad. So even though the fans, and even though a lot of people watching him, it's the seventh and eighth stringers. But at the end of the day, if this guy continuously shows up on film, continuously make plays each and every preseason game and in practice, they're going to find a spot for you. And then on the flip side, say if I play wide receiver and I play every special teams, I'm playing kickoff, I'm playing punt, I'm playing all these things. Now they're going to look at a spot and say, okay, we got two guys that are kind of the same, but this guy's play special teams. That guy's going to make the team as opposed to that guy being a veteran.
Hey, I always love talking to you and ask you, your opinion and your thoughts about this, because you've been through it all as a professional athlete and now as a coach. I mean, when you go out there this afternoon, Chris, on a Friday afternoon, and it's going to be beautiful, it's going to be nice, and these kids could be anywhere else in the world doing anything else, but they're playing football and a part of this and a part of something that's bigger than them. Man, I love this, and I am jealous of you and all these good men on Friday night that coach high school football who get to do this and deliver these good messages and be part of it. I just think it's a special thing that we should never take for granted, man.
It is, and I'm glad you said that, because we get an opportunity to make others better. I mean, I just wish the whole country could play football and learn how to deal with different ethnicities and deal with different people and work together. That's what makes it so special, because now, you have situations where you have a kid coming in or that doesn't know anything about football, and it builds his character that if you get hurt, you play hurt. If you fall down, you get back up. So that's why I love coaching football. Then what I do when I teach these kids, I don't tell them all the good stuff I did. I tell them all the mistakes I made. I tell them all the mistakes I made so they don't make the same mistakes. Listen, everybody looks at us as, Chris Sanders played in the NFL. This and that. He's never made a mistake. Coach Sanders blew it. But the great part about it is that's why we're called servant leaders, is to make others better. Serve and lead by telling them the mistakes you made so they don't make the same mistakes you made.
Yeah, I tell people. I never had a black teammate in football. I never had a white teammate in football, man. All I had were brothers. And you're exactly right at that, man.
And last thing, when they put on this is so good. It's like when we put on a Titans jersey, we don't say he's a white Titans player. We say he's a Titan. So I'm not trying to be political or anything. Same thing with United States. Instead of saying he's a white American, he's a black American, just say he's an American. If we just learn from that, we can make our world better. Dang, I don't know where I'm going with that, but that's pretty doggone good.
You got it, man. We love you, man.
And just remember,
love y'all so much, guys.
Get better or get bitter.
Get better, get better. I'm ready for our game this weekend, this year, and I'm gonna pound you. You don't even know what it is, do you?
No, I'm gonna come this year. You will see me on the campus of NBA. I will be there.
I appreciate you guys. Love you.
All right. Love you too, Chris. Thanks for joining us. Chris Sanders joins us every Friday, usually at 10 o'clock, a little later. We'll come back with what day is it and celebrity birthdays and wrap up the week. Chasing Big Joe, 102.5, 106.3. The Game. Your roof, see how it's doing, see if it needs any repairs. We had some storms last week, obviously storms in the spring. If you still haven't done it, maybe some leaks popped up, 5pointsroofing.com. Go to the website. They will come out, they will do an inspection for free, and then they will get you started on your repairs and walk you through that process, walk you through the insurance claim process. But you got to start by going to 5pointsroofing.com. F-I-V-E, spell it out, pointsroofing.com. That's how you get it started today. They're great people to work with. So check it out, 5pointsroofing.com. Chasing Big Joe, 102.5, 106.3 The Game. We're presented by the Omni Nashville Hotel, which is where we are at today at Kitchen Notes. So come out to Kitchen Notes. Come out to the Omni. Have a good time.
Yeah, baby.
Wrapping things up, a little Hulk Hogan here on this Friday. Getting ready for the weekend. Feeling good. With that, let's get to what day is it and celebrity birthdays.
All right, gentlemen. Today, on the first thing we have on the list, is Book Lovers Day. There you go.
Oh,
Okay.
nice.
Nice. Joe's got 3 that we love.
Thank
Yes,
you so
Soon
much.
to be 4.
He signed all 3 of them, and the first one he said, "Stop looking at me through the glass." So, I mean, this guy loves books.
Eye contact worries him.
It does. So stop it.
Okay, I will not do that anymore. Okay, International Co-working Day. It's supposed to be co-workers, but it says co-working day. So there you go.
Well, we're co-working.
Indeed. International Day of World Indigenous Peoples Day. Okay.
Okay.
That's awesome. National Hand Holding Day. Make sure you're holding hands when you cross the street. Let's see. What
I'll
else?
take my chances.
We also have National Polka Day. Yeah, polka.
I love some
Yes.
There we go.
Pete Weber loves some polka.
Does he really?
Yeah.
Oh, I'll have to ask him about that. National Rice Pudding Day. There you go.
Nice.
Any rice pudding fans? No? Yes? Maybe?
Not at all.
Eh, not really. Yeah.
Okay. We
Not my
also
thing.
have, I don't know what this is, but National Veep Day.
Veep? Like
Yeah.
vice
Vice
president?
President?
Is VEEP?
Yes,
That's it.
that's vice president.
Okay.
Did you not take civics at Ryan?
I mean, I did, but I don't recall that.
You rich
There was a
people.
show with
Joe, I will
Julia
body
Louise
slam you
Dreyfus
through this microphone.
through a microphone. That would kind of hurt.
Wow.
There was a show with Julia Louise Dreyfus called Veep.
Oh, yeah, on HBO.
Yeah.
I did watch that.
Evidently you didn't.
All right, can
I'll
we get
hit-
the birthdays, please?
I'll hit him. Was that the last one?
That was.
Okay. I'll hit him for you. Don't worry.
Thank you.
All right, time for celebrity birthdays. Got to get these birthdays within 2 years. We're going to start off on the sports side of this.
Oh.
We got a lot of sports birthdays. The great Bob Cousy. How old is Bob Cousy? And yes, the Cousy was named after him. No, he wasn't.
83.
94.
96.
Oh, nice.
Dr. Crane, well done on that. Rod Laver, the tennis player. Rod Laver? Yeah, Rod Laver.
74.
82.
86 years old. One of my all-time favorite Braves, Ted Simmons, the catcher, who ran every ground ball out like it was the last ground ball he had ever run. And he was thrown out by 30 feet every time.
72.
74.
75. Former Heisman Trophy winner John Cappelletti from Penn State. He had the great movie Something for Joey about his brother dying of cancer.
80.
85.
72. Former Grambling and Washington Redskins quarterback, Super Bowl winning quarterback, Doug Williams.
Ooh. 68.
74.
69. 2 to
Nice.
1. Brett Hall.
62.
68.
60. Tied at 2. Deion Sanders.
Coach Prime. 53.
55.
57. Nicks up 3 to 2. Derek Fisher, former Los Angeles Laker.
Coach and player. 47.
46.
50. Shamika Holtzclaw.
Former Vol. 50.
47.
47 exactly. Nicks up 5 to 2. Former Nashville Predator Shane O'Brien.
SOB. He is, and he was. He 41.
52.
41 exactly. 5 to 4. Nick. Jamarcus Russell.
Former first round pick. 38.
44.
He is 39. Chase, we're tied at 5. A few more. Sam Elliott, the great actor.
Ooh. 81.
76.
80. Chase is up 6-5. Melanie Griffith, Don Johnson's ex-wife. It's a good battle here, man.
60.
65.
67. We're tied at 6. You can be kidding me. Gillian Anderson from X-Files.
64.
Oh, boy. 60.
56. Still tied at 6. He was Hulk. Eric Banya. Great actor.
57.
58.
56. Chase is up 7-6. All right, 2 more and we'll call it a day. This is fun, man. I like this. This is
good volley.
Yeah, down to the wire here. Actress Anna Kendrick.
Oh, I like her.
And she likes you.
I wish. 33.
36.
39. Last, we'll do 2 more real quick. Actor Amanda Burst, Married with Children. She was Marcy next door.
65.
54.
She is 66. Chase is up 8-6. Last one. Rapper Curtis Blow. Shish y'all.
Basketball.
I'm Curtis Blow. I'm here to rock yo.
60.
Come on, Dr. Crane. This is it, baby.
72.
Oh, he's 65. Chase wins 8-6, man.
What a battle.
It's like a Big 12 football
What
game.
a battle. Good game. Hey, if I could shake your hand, I'd be shaking your hand right now. It was a good game.
On and on.
Just hit
Great
Joe in the back of
job.
the head for me. That'll do.
I got you.
Nice job. Hey, real before we leave the show, as we do, and Chase will leave us, sign us out. To our guys out there through the week, you made it through the week. We had the Sunday Scaries. You made it through the week. You're doing great. Now, here's a message to our guys this week. It's deserving. Our guys out there, you were butt off. Go out and do something for yourself this weekend. Go to the Titans game. Go see Chris Stapleton. It doesn't matter. You deserve it. It's good for your mental health. Know that we love you and we're here for you. And have a great weekend, my guys.
Amen to that. Peace, love, and rock and roll. We'll be back at it Monday at 9, but don't go anywhere. William D. Mace next. 102.5, 106.3, The Game.